Good afternoon everybody. I apologise for the state of me. I've been unable to have a shower because I might miss the collection van coming to collect these Ryukin goldfish as they're going to Ping Pong Pearl Scales today. So all of this lot will be on their way to Ping Pong Pearl Scales by the time you'll be watching this video. They should hopefully be on the way there, if not already be there. So we're going to be packing these up today, and as I can't exactly do a lot today that makes a lot of noise in case I miss the collection driver, I'll be going for a quick walk around the fish rooms and showing you different parts before he arrives. So in this room we've got our 4 foot with all the fish that are going. We have our 3 foot with Leia the Pearl Scale goldfish from Ping Pong Pearl Scales. We also have our Blackmore. On the back wall we have our quarantine and our breeding tanks. We got little Igor here who's waiting for his temperature to equal the same as the kitchen aquarium, and he's being moved as soon as that happens, doing a degree a day, and he will be spawning with Lorelei. These are being left so we can use them as spawning tanks in spring. We've got our 3 little Ryukin that we're growing on from a pet shop. They will be moved to a bigger tank in the next 2 weeks when they come off of quarantine. We have our 2 fish from Star Fisheries that are still in quarantine, as this one still has the bumps on his head and still has some white spots, but he is healing slowly. We also have our Variatus tank here with lots of moss growing and our Celestial Pearl Danios. We have our brine shrimp hatchery. Over here we have another 4 foot which will probably be used for the grow out competition for the Association of Midlands Goldfish Keepers, depending on what variety we get. If we get Ranchu I might do them in there. But yeah, that is the fish room. This is my kitchen 3 foot tank that is currently home to Lucky, Lance and Lorelei. I'm leaving them alone for a bit as they're getting ready to spawn. I also have my little White Cloud Mountain minnow tank out here, and a collection of plants that are being looked after by 3 Variatus platies. In this room we have fish room 2. Now fish room 2 is where we've got my 4 foot Ryukin tank with the 2 beautiful Kirin Ryukin from Ping Pong Pearl Scales. This is also where I'm keeping my Tosakin bowls at the moment, which I will be spawning this spring. Now the room is fitted with a central air system which is ready to be turned on once I've set up this 4 foot tank and this 4 foot tank. The wood's already cut, the breeze blocks are ready, I just need to get it done, and then these tanks will be ready to house the fish that are in the other room that are ready to come out of quarantine in the next few weeks. These will be the tanks for them. Now through these doors here we have my goldfish greenhouse, which is my conservatory. Now many of you have already seen the videos on this. This tank is completely painted and ready to go once I've got the electrics running. This one is watertight and it needs to be painted, but this tank is busted and I need to throw it away. So I will be getting rid of this tank, and then in its place, if I can't find another tank of similar size for a reasonable price, I will be putting in a small pond. And then our project for this summer is we're going to be having a large 6 metre by 3 metre greenhouse directly out here. And then the project for the next summer would be having an identical one over there. And then the 3rd summer, finally destroy my horrible shed and put a small greenhouse there. And this room is going to be fish room 3, which will be dedicated to my Tosakin goldfish. At the moment it is a complete mess with my sister's old sofa, a biorb aquarium, a terrarium I was using for frogs, which I'm going to be selling at some point, all the wood cut for fish room 2. But this room, once it's cleared, my plan will be to have water coming into the room on this wall, because behind this wall is a bathroom, so I'll be able to get water in here and water out. And what I would like is all along this back wall to have at least 10 or 20 Tosakin bowls, one on top of the other, all stacked. Maybe a small Tosakin pond here that's 3 foot by 5, 3 by 5 foot. A little bar area here so I can look out the window and have a cup of tea. Then a couple of Tosakin bowls along this wall. But firstly, the entire room needs to be gutted, painted, and the plumbing done. This is the polystyrene box they will be travelling in. They will be inside these fish bags. Now, I've done the gold standard for ping pong pearl scales, which is what they do, where they triple bag them. So there'll be 3 bags, so if one splits, there's a backup. If 2 splits, there's another backup. That's a lot of backup. Go grab the fish and place them in the bags. One. Not that one. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. You only want just enough water to cover the tops of them, as the air inside the bag is more important than the water. Okay. There we go. We're going to add a little bit more water. Fortunately, I was unable to film the rest of the boxing of the Ryokin goldfish, as the delivery driver turned up a little bit earlier and was rather rude. But they are now safely on their way to ping pong pearl scales. So if any of you would like any of the goldfish that I've boxed up, please head over to pingpongpearlscales.com and, well, you'll be able to buy fish bred by me, as well as other UK breeders and some fantastic imported fish. Now, thank you very much for watching. I would love it if you were able to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and tell us about your goldfish that you're keeping, or if you're planning on keeping goldfish. I also recommend you head over to my website, englishaquarist.com, where you're able to see goldfish societies I'm a member of, as well as upcoming goldfish shows here in the UK. Thank you very much for watching.